If you have followed the international weather news in June, you are probably still trying to process the astounding reports of record-breaking heat waves in some of the coldest places of the planet.
From Canada to Russia, temperatures have been soaring with attendance threat to flora and fauna, sparking concern among experts and the public alike. And now there is news that Antarctica too has registered a new high.
The World Meteorological Organization, the WMO, the United Nations body, announced on 1st of July that the new record for the maximum temperature for 18.3 degrees Celsius, eclipsing the previous high of 17.5 degrees Celsius in March 2015.
The reading that revealed the latest high was taken in February 2020 at the same ice station called Esperanza, run by Argentina, where the previous high was recorded. Interestingly, or perhaps alarmingly, there was an even higher reading for Antarctica of 20.75 degrees Celsius recorded by a Brazilian station again in February 2020. But that was actually shot down by a WMO review team because of issues with the measurement device.
The new record is only for the continent of Antarctica. The highest temperature has ever gone for the larger Antarctic regions, which comprises Antarctica of all ice and land south of 60 degree latitude, is 19.8 degrees Celsius, recorded in January 1982.
In the year 2020 was the hottest on record globally after 2016, with the decade of the 2010 now classified as being the hottest decade ever since scientists started measuring the weather. Experts say it is undoubtedly human-induced climate change at work behind such rising temperature.
The Antarctic region has been termed one of the Earth's final frontiers, and along with the Arctic is seen as playing an important role in driving climate and ocean patterns and in sea level rise. The Antarctic Peninsula, which is the northernmost tip of the continent lying closest to South America, is the fastest most warming regions of the planet, almost 3 degrees Celsius over the last 50 years. This new temperature record is consistent with the climatic change we are observing now.
The continent of the Antarctica is roughly twice the size of Australia and stretches across a total of 14 million square kilometers. Characterized by the cold, windy and dry climate, Antarctica sees average annual temperature that range between minus 10 degrees Celsius at the coast to minus 60 degrees Celsius in the most elevated part in the continent's interior. Its immense ice sheet is up to 4.8 km thick and contains 90% of the world's fresh water, enough to rise sea level by around 60 meters if it were all to melt.
The specific factor that dropped the temperature in Antarctica was a large high pressure system that created downslope winds producing significant surface warming, conditions that it added were conducive for producing record temperature scenarios. However, for the underlying cause, we may not need to look further than climate change. This new record shows once again that climate change requires urgent measures. It is essential to continue strengthening and observing forecasting and early warning system to respond to the extreme events that takes place more and more often due to global warming.
Referring to the heat wave in the northern hemisphere that has seen record being broken across Russia, Eastern Europe, the US and Canada, WMO said that the heat is more typical of summer temperature in West Asia than areas that are home to glaciers, which means there is a consequence risk of high glacier melt.
And if this glacier melts in Antarctica, eventually the sea level will increase and the land space of the continents will decrease. This will cause a tremendous imbalance the whole ecosystem of the earth.
To know more about such interesting and trending topics, do like, subscribe and comment for our channel.
And don't forget to click the bell icon.